From the looks of it, this thing is just completely cracked. I suppose it's a good thing that I'm near a place I can get a replacement. So I got several pieces while I was in the chrome shop. I didn't have permission to film in there. I didn't ask. I probably could have, but I don't like filming where I'm supposed to. But we bought 4 pieces, so it's a little bit later. I had to jump in the truck and start moving towards Birmingham. So now that I'm stopped, let's show you what I bought. Okay, so first thing I did was buy the lower piece. This piece here is the very bottom piece right there. Yeah, there. I wasn't gonna buy the bottom piece. I didn't feel the need to. Now that I've said that, I'm probably thinking, you know, I may have to go get that, but not just yet. The next piece we got is the shroud that goes around the steering column. That piece, that black piece right there. And then we also got the turn signal handle and the brake handle cover. Now, this is the brake handle cover. I'm not a big fan of these. They snap over the top. What I really wanted was an actual one that screws in, but I couldn't find one I liked, and I wasn't sure about the thread size, even though it's all pretty much universal. So I didn't get one, but it's kind of weird. The price on this was actually really affordable. The one piece that I think I paid just slightly too much on was the one piece that's really cheap everywhere else, about $10 more than usual, but everything else was about $15 cheaper than usual. So I'll give you a price of what I paid for all this at the end of the video when we all get it done. So let me show you what you're going to need to take them off, and let's get started. Okay, so getting started, you're not going to need much. You're going to need a Allen key, mainly this is a T27 was the size you needed, and you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, and that's about it. Now, if you have a screwdriver style T27, that's actually ideal. I have one of those, but those right there are actually all you're going to need to get this all apart. So let's go get it all apart. We're going to start off with the upper screws because I'm sitting down. So pretty much there's 4 of them. You just unscrew them and they come right off. Just be careful you don't lose them because if they fall down here, it's kind of a task to get them back out. But this is a little tricky. This piece is a little tricky to get off on one of these Peterbilts. It's not that it's hard, it's just it snaps into the bottom, so you kind of have to work at it, and it'll come up, but you have to be careful. There you go, and one of the screws fell, but I got it. So now that I've got that, I'll get the bottom off. The bottom's actually really easy. You just got a pair of screws here, one here, which should fall out, and one here, and this thing will come right off. So let's get this off and we'll get to it. This next piece isn't hard to get off, but it does take a little bit of finesse and it takes a little patience because it's actually wedged in by another piece. So you kind of have to pop it out of a groove and then slide it back and up, but it'll come out. So let me show you what we have to do. Basically, you have to take this screw out, and there's a screw on that side, and then this thing will come down. Now there is a screw down here if you're taking it all the way out. We're not going to take it all the way out. We just need to pull it down far enough to where we can pop this up and out. Got the screws out. Just basically pull it down, and this should come just right out. And watch your screws, because I'm going to need that. So this pops out here, slides right up, and out it comes. Now you see we have our old piece right next to our new piece. This should just literally bolt right in identically. But save the box, put your dirty old pieces in there because you're going to want to take them home. That way, if you decide to sell the truck and you're going to get one identically and you don't want to spend all the extra money, you can put the old stuff back on before you trade it in. Or just let it go with the truck or sell it to a buddy who's got a broken one. Stuff has value. Don't forget that. The steering column shaft down there is a repository to a lot of things that people have lost and dropped, and they've slid down behind the dash. So it's not always a bad idea to go through there and make sure that all your old ballpoint pens, and I did find a picture of somebody's grandkids, not mine, I have no idea who they are, but 2 kids, whatever. Just clean out under there, get everything out that you could hear rattling, and then put your new piece on. As you see down here, it's actually pretty dirty. I found a bunch of stuff right here, and when I took this out the other day, I had to put some new I put a new this thing on. Anyhow, so we got this cleaned out. I had it cleaned out the other day, so let's slide the new piece in. Now this is designed quite literally to slide in, but sometimes it might take a little bit of finesse. You just kind of have to move it around and get it all adjusted and find out where all the tabs are going to go. Like we're having trouble with this one, so I'll have to put the camera down and get the both hands on it, but it'll pop in and then we can get it screwed in. And it's in. Now some of you guys are probably wondering why I didn't get this chrome piece too. And I was going to, but I kind of just like the definition between the 2 pieces. I might change my mind later. I mean, there's only 3 bolts that hold this in, or screws, so if I want to change that out later I can, but I kind of like the idea of having a little definition around the 2 pieces. So now that we've got the bottom in, let's do the top. So here's our top shroud. As you can see, it's identical all the way around. So let's get these put on and then we'll put those on. On these Peterbilts, it's easier to put the bottom on first because if you can't find the screw hole, you can look down through the top and see where it's going to land, and that makes it a lot easier. Now right here you can see what I was talking about with the screw-on handle, but the other one we have will work for now. But if you get over here, you can see the top screw holes here and the bottom screw holes are directly under there, and it really helps if you can see them. And success, we've got the top on. The only thing you really have to worry about on the top is make sure this rubber shroud is not kinked up or caught up or sticking out. It's pretty easy to keep straight, but that's just something to watch for. Okay, so I got this piece here. It literally just comes right out of the, maybe. Oh. Like I was saying, it comes right out of the package easily. And it splits in half like this, or like this. Yeah. It splits in half, and it's got a little bit of double-sided tape. You just pull the back of it off, and it quite literally just snaps right over the top. So a little double-sided tape, we'll pull that off and we'll get this on. The tape is a little fragile, but if you didn't like it, you could actually put some silicone in there. It would probably, some clear, it would probably do. So this literally just slides right over the top. I'll need both hands for this, so let me get that done. I chose rubber bands because tape is just kind of a pain, but truthfully, having to do stuff like this to get the double-sided tape to seal, that's why I wanted a one-piece, and this will eventually get swapped out to a one-piece. So unless it falls off and I get irritated, and then it'll still end up getting swapped out to a one-piece. So let's go over to the other side. Okay, so this piece right here is pretty much goes on the same way the other one did. It snaps on. Of course, this piece will slide over the end, and it has a little groove and everything to where it's supposed to fit, and it actually just snaps right on. I should have showed you that. And then this has actually got a snap to it too, and it will come apart. You just got to be a little careful. And clink comes right apart in two pieces. So let's put this on. As you saw, this piece right here just snapped right on. But the other pieces here, they literally just go right over the top like this, and they fit into a groove. At least they're supposed to. Yeah, right here. And quite literally, that just snaps on, and boom. And if you want, this is also not a bad idea to put a little bit of silicone on here to get this to hold up either. So squeeze it, she'll pop on. Now that we're done, here it is. Came out really nice, and I can't wait to get the rest of the dash done. Let's go over the top here. Look down the other side. Like to get the rubber bands off it, but we'll take them off tomorrow when I'm sure the tape is set. So, now the final question. How much did it cost? For just the chrome itself, well, I bought t-shirts. The turn signal switch, $9.99. That's about $7 to $8 cheaper than it was at the Iowa 80, but you can find them between, like I said, $10 and between $10 and $20 depending on where you look. There's a little bit of a markup. Let's see, the lower steering column was $27.95. That surprised me because everywhere else I'd looked, those were $50 and $60. This is where the balance came in. The upper steering column was $55. I've seen them as low as $41. So, but you got to balance out. Either way, you're gonna, for those two pieces, you're gonna spend a $100 bill unless you know where to look or unless you can find something online. And the turn signal switch was $12.49. So that's actually a lot cheaper. Now, except for the upper steering column shroud, everything was about 30% cheaper at Empire where I bought it than it was at like the Iowa 80. Don't get me wrong, I like the Iowa 80, but I'm also not going to pay a huge markup for the exact same thing when I'm going past there anyway. So if y'all into chrome, swing by Empire Chrome Shop there in West Memphis. That's where I bought all this stuff. Now, I left the steering column out. The steering column came off my old truck. I bought it down at Wilkins in Tonkawa, Oklahoma, and I kept it when I got rid of my old truck because I knew I'd eventually be doing this. But if you were to buy this particular wheel, now you can buy wheels cheaper. This does not rely on an adapter collar or bushings or anything like this. This fits on a factory mount. This was machined specifically for this truck. And this ran me $300. They had to order it. Now, like I said, that's a little expensive, but I did not want, you know, a bunch of different, like a Boss kit for like a WRX or something. I didn't want all the Allen screws and adapter collars and all the extra pieces. I wanted it to go on the way the stock wheel went on, and it does that, and it does it well. And it's worth the money if you're willing to spend it. So, aside from that, I mean, for basically $125 out the door, yeah, about $125, I got all the chrome. Now, like I said, I didn't get the other shroud for in the middle, and that would have been about another $20, $25. But I like the contrast between the upper and lower piece. It's black, it kind of breaks it up. But if you don't want to break up, put a nice chrome piece in there. But aside from that, $125 out the door, looks really good. You're gonna have to keep a rag with you so you can wipe your fingerprints off it. But aside from that, it's not bad. So that's just what it costs to chrome out the column. Eventually, we're gonna do the entire dash, and that's gonna get fun. But I got a few other things I have to take care of first. You know, is chrome worth it? Not really. But it's fun and I enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, go for it. So I have some more maintenance items, and I got some actual mechanical dash work. The dash needs to come back apart. I've got to do some repairs underneath it with the HVAC and you know, just maintenance stuff. So when that gets done, we're gonna do the dash. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I hope this was fun. I enjoyed it, and we'll see you next video.